Oh, Wiggy. Welcome back to all the listeners and watchers out there in the land. It is the Sneaks
The land. Cleveland in the house.
the land of Los Angeles.
Oh.
Of Angels.
Oh,
Of Angels.
yes.
City of
The
Angels.
city of Angels.
That's right.
The city I live in.
Me too.
Oh,
I live
okay.
there too.
I don't ever want
What
to
city are
feel
you from?
like I did that day.
Oh, wow. I did not catch that. Welcome to the Sneaks and Stats podcast. I am Sneaker Peter.
Which makes me the statty daddy Julian over here.
Yes, this is episode 40, Thrizzle.
Kendrick Perkins? We
Yep.
talked about this.
Perk, man.
Kendrick Perkins, and I think I was going to look it up.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's all I got too. Shoot.
I think I brought this up the other day when we were talking about it. I think Chris Humphries.
Christopher Humphries.
Yes, his whole career, 43.
Oh, really?
Despite
So
playing
you
on
were-
92 teams.
Damn, that's weird. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Chris Humphries, baby.
I mean, pretty big.
Fantasy legend.
Fantasy legend for sure. Double machine.
Easy double-double. The
Yes.
Nets had a good 10-year period where it just picked their best player.
Mm-hmm.
They were going to eat every night.
Yes.
Didn't matter if
All
they
the
were actually
rebounds.
that good. but-
Getting all the rebounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. But thank you guys for watching. First and foremost, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like and comment on our videos. Please subscribe to or follow us on our social media, Instagram, TikTok, X, Threads.
That's it. That's all of them.
Yeah.
Exciting stuff. It is officially tournament season. In the NCAA,
Double the A.
double A batteries.
It's madness right now.
It's March and it is mad.
It is mad.
Beware the Ides of March.
Lots of upsets, bro.
Zero perfect brackets statistically
No.
remain at
Yeah.
this point.
Did-
So
If you are the one that has a perfect bracket right now, show yourself.
you're a liar, first of all.
You're changing them as you go.
That's not how it works.
That's not how it works.
Yeah, pretty crazy. I actually haven't watched any games.
Yes.
I love basketball, but I'm not a huge college basketball person. I'll watch pretty much Elite Eight and on.
Yes.
I don't know about you, but
I mean, I'll pay attention to the tournament. To me, in college sports, it's just a lot to pay
so
attention
much.
to.
I don't really have a team I'm pulling for necessarily.
That too.
Obviously, UCLA and USC when they're in it.
LA teams. yeah.
Like last year, UCLA had a pretty decent run.
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching them.
Long Beach State made it to the tournament this year, which was a
Yes.
cool surprise.
They-
'cause-
Did you see what happened? Their athletic director
Mm-hmm.
told the men's head basketball coach, "Hey, we're letting you go. No matter what your result is,
Yeah.
we're letting you go."
Jesus, I didn't see
And
that.
he said he had a presser, so they lost by 20, and he had a presser after the game, and he's like, "Well, I guess it didn't work. Like I thought it was gonna light a fire under them, but
yeah.
I'm like, that is
That-
wild."
I mean, I would at least wait till after, dude. You know?
I saw Grand Canyon University was a big upset in
Mm-hmm.
the men's tournament.
Forgive me if I say the name wrong. Duquesne?
Yep.
LeBron gifted
Yes.
them shoes, and I
And-
felt like it gave them power.
And
Like,
I think one of his old high school coaches is the coach there now. I read earlier.
That makes
today.
sense why he kind
Yeah.
of paid some attention to
Yeah.
them. That makes sense. Cool. Kentucky is also out. A lot of the top C's have been ousted already.
Yes. Yeah. The women's tournament is more or less shaken out as planned. Kaylin Clark did her thing.
Yeah.
Paige Buchers in UConn.
She came back
Yep.
and
Had 25 points or something crazy.
killed it. 28.
Yeah.
And then USC handled some business too.
Yes. Yeah. USC won by 20. They had a great end of the game.
Yeah.
Women's tournament could be fun, man. I mean, USC is a favorite, so that's always cool. It would be interesting to see. The Final Four could be super crazy because can you imagine if you had Stanford against SC or something? I'm not actually sure if that's possible.
If they, yeah.
but
Bracket wise.
I know LSU moved on, and there was some potential beef because they were in the same bracket as Louisville, and that's where Haley Van Lith, she had a great run with Louisville last season, and then transferred to LSU, creating this crazy powerhouse team. One of the easy favorites. South Carolina also made it through. I saw that was kind of a
They're a
close
good team
one.
also. Yep.
A
A lot
good
of
stuff. There's a lot of good teams, man.
There's not a shortage of storylines. So,
No,
you know what I mean?
It's
It's
a fun
very
tournament
exciting,
for for both sides, both men and women's tournaments. So it could be really cool.
Yeah. If you got, what school are you guys rooting for? What
Yeah,
school,
let us know.
Who's your alma mater? If you got one, comment down below for sure.
Let us know which of you had Yale beating Auburn.
No one.
There was one guy who
That
is like
one-
a crazy Alabama fan. So his main two, I think he only filled out like these two in his bracket. He put Alabama to win the whole thing, and then he picked Yale to beat Auburn just because of the Alabama rivalry. So
Yeah. I wonder if he put money on it.
I don't
That
know.
would have been insane.
Super funny though that
Yeah.
I can't believe Yale won, man.
Mhm.
I saw all these comments like because I guess a lot of the SEC teams lost.
Yeah.
So it was all these comments about like the SEC's got to go up against these or these power schools like Yale, like just making all these jokes.
I mean, the Ivy League schools and like the preppy schools they kind of get a little bit of a bad rep in terms of
no
you know,
athletic scholarships at Yale.
Yeah.
These are all
smarty pants.
they're paying to be there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And sometimes they don't even really make the tournament. But how do you feel about like because a lot of top teams have been ousted already. Do you feel like talent is getting a little more evenly distributed throughout the schools now?
Well,
which is why this is happening.
That's what's kind of an interesting debate because the NBA announced that they're going to shut down the G League Ignite, which was initially started essentially as a funnel for talent to go play pro.
Another route.
Yeah, instead of college because the NBA, you can't join the NBA until 1 year after high school.
Yeah.
They want you to play somewhere else. And of course, historically, it's been college. But then you've had players like Scoot Henderson that went to the G League Ignite.
Melo.
Kuminga, yeah.
Melo did the international route.
international leagues, but Kuminga is probably so far the best player to come out of the Ignite. And it was kind of a cool alternative for like, hey, I just want to make money. Like, I think I'm good enough to do that. Like, because the G League is just never going to get as much notoriety as the NCAA. But you get 6-figure salary. I think that was
you
the
get paid.
minimum.
Yeah.
It was a 6-figure salary. So it's an interesting trade-off. And now that they're shutting it down, also next year, I think the Suns were the last team that didn't have a G League affiliate, and they're going to have one now. So every team has a G League team. So it's kind of
they all the NBA teams pick off with the other teams anyway.
Yeah, but now everyone's gonna. I don't know how having an affiliate works if you have like first dibs essentially.
Yeah.
But now
mine.
Yeah, now it's almost like a true minor league system.
Yeah, like baseball,
where every team has a minor league or a G League representative now. And I kind of had thought initially like, oh well, this could be cool. Like instead of just sending all the good high schoolers to the Ignite.
Yeah.
Now if I'm a good high schooler in the LA area, well, I'm gonna join the Clippers or the Lakers G League team. But someone pointed out, I was looking at online about this. Someone's like, well, no, like the NIL deals, that's what's making kids still go to college.
Yeah.
So to answer your question long-windedly, I don't think there's necessarily a shortage of talent. I think that's just March, man. It's like you just never know what's gonna happen.
And everyone turns it up because this is it, right?
And if you're a team, a sweetheart team, you know, like a Cinderella team, you're revved up. You're like, we don't get to come here often. Like the team I also don't know how to pronounce it. Duquesne.
Yeah.
The team that LeBron gifted, like this is their first tournament win in like 55 years or something. You're gonna turn it up when you make it because it's like you just don't get this chance if you're a smaller school very often. So I don't think it's a shortage of talent. I just think maybe a little more even, not even necessarily evenly spread. I do think it's a lot of luck. I think you need to be really lucky to win even just one game in this tournament.
Kind of a weird comparison, but like almost like baseball in the playoffs. If a team is hot,
yeah,
right?
Exactly. They can make a huge run, kind of like how we saw in the in-season tournament.
Yeah,
I mean, LeBron and AD are one of the best pairings in the NBA, but the Lakers and the Pacers are not two title contenders, I would say.
Yeah,
and they ended up being in the
they
finals.
just played the best.
And
at
it
the
was
time.
a single elimination. There was some luck, There was some luck where you caught a team on a bad night. So I still think for the most part, you got to be lucky to win.
Okay.
Because even you see Coach K, he won a lot, but it's not like he was winning every single year.
Right.
There's a lot of luck. You need to be really lucky.
Yeah, I mean making the tournament for a lot of schools is success in itself. But a lot of the bigger schools, you say like, oh, we made it to the Final Four. or
Yeah,
we made it to the
no,
championship.
that's how you get your boosters to give you money and
Yeah.
yeah, all that good stuff. So it's you have your powerhouse teams that usually should win, but it's almost like a any given Sunday type of thing. It's just you just never know.
Yeah,
One unfortunate matchup.
and a lot of people root for the underdog. So
I think you're
Which is-
almost prone to. Like,
Yeah.
it's fun to see.
it's great to see, like especially when a big like a number one school goes down. You know,
And 'cause
it
you
gives
have the-
it gives other people players hope. I
Yeah,
think,
and you
know?
have the student fan section going crazy. Like if you're a fan of a college team, you're ravenous.
Cameron crazies.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, tournament season's always fun. It'll be interesting to see how it shakes out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm excited. I think the women's Final Four, especially Elite Eight, probably, but Final Four, especially of the women's tournament, is something I'm really looking forward to.
It's gonna produce some really crazy basketball.
Oh, it's gonna be
You know what I mean?
nail
Yeah.
biters, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Also, tomorrow
Yes.
is Air Max Day, Tuesday. So that's pretty fun. This is ironic. We've started the podcast. I think our first episode we recorded over a year ago.
Yes. Very
because-
close to it.
Yeah,
It was in, I think, April.
because I remember I shouted you out for your birthday, and that was
On Air
last
Max.
week.
Yeah.
So it was
Mm-hmm.
pretty nuts that it's like been a full year. But this is the first Air Max
Yeah.
Day that I've actually like known what that means and what's happening.
Yeah.
Which leads us kind of into our new releases. We're doing all Air Max for Air Max Day.
Mm-hmm.
So let us know what your guys' favorite pair of Air Maxes is. I don't think I actually have your favorite Air Max silhouette on here, but we'll talk about that.
We're gonna discuss it. That's for sure. It's you asked me earlier, and I can't make a
toughie.
decision. It's tough. It's tough. There's a lot of good models.
First up, we've got the OG, the re-release that they did. This was last week.
Yeah.
The Air Max 1 86
With the big bubble.
Big Bubble Royal Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty. I mean, pretty standard fare. I don't think anything too crazy.
A Nike classic.
Yep.
Another legend in the Hall of Nike Legend shoes.
Yep.
The blue is obviously one of the
Classic.
the classics, along with the red.
Mm-hmm.
They're also releasing the one with the Volt green on the bottom.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just is another just masterful classic. I mean, this is up there in my favorites.
It's interesting because
Could easily be number one.
I don't know about you, but as far as especially Nike shoes, I associate, and I think it's due to Jordan but also the original Be True to Your School. I associate red with Nike,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like Air Max is often the exception. You don't see like a bread Air Max, you know, like you don't see that color combination.
It's very
lot.
rare.
More
yeah.
blues, different colors. So
Mhm.
I think it's kind of interesting.
And they've expanded that. So,
Yeah.
you see purple. The orange is obviously one of the
Yep.
classic colors ways as well. I know since we've been doing this, you were never really a fan of the Air Max 1. Where do you stand on that now?
This is nice. I like it. I just don't know if I would personally wear it.
In terms of the style?
I would like to, yeah, I don't know how to style it, I guess would be part of it, to be honest. Like, I don't think I'm incredibly stylish.
Okay.
So I would really have to think about, like, is this going to go with my jeans? Like, what do I
Yeah.
do? Am I
Yeah.
going to look like a total nerd?
Mhm.
Probably.
I think this is a case for let's maybe try one on. Let's see.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know?
there's definitely some silhouettes that I just need to try.
Yeah.
Just because I haven't tried a lot. I know how a Jordan 1 fits and how it looks and
Mhm.
what I like and what I don't. But as far as some of the other Nike silhouettes, especially, it's like, I don't know.
I mean, you're finding
We'll figure it out.
you're finding which models kind of like fit you already though. right?
Yeah,
You kind of got
yeah.
that like the Terminators and stuff like that.
I know
So-
I know which ones I like, and I'm like, okay, that'll be fine with like I can wear that with a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
So that'll be good.
Julian
And by a
has
bunch of stuff, I mean shorts or jeans.
And-
I mean
and-
khaki shorts or jeans, and that's it.
and that's and he also has 40 pairs of Terminators.
Yes,
Terminator
I
King.
am the metal man. I am Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm here to terminate you.
You are the T1000.
Yep, I got 1,000 T's. So, you were mentioning to me though that some people did not like the big bubble.
Yeah. It is the older school look. What is the difference is that this bubble is not as exposed on the other ones, which kind of gives it, to me, a better shape.
Interesting.
A little bit of a more rounded. To me with the big bubble, it kind of takes away from the upper a little bit. Not exactly the OG shape that I specifically like. So I wonder if that's what people are thinking as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't beat it, dude. I mean, it's an Air Max 1 at the end of the day. It still holds form to the shape that I kind of like of the Air Max 1. So it's still a beautiful shoe, I think.
I think I get what you mean though, because the Air Maxes that I do tend to go towards are kind of the more updated Air Max ones.
Yes.
And I think I do agree. The shape is a little
It's
little
it's
nicer.
different.
Yeah.
It's different.
It's almost bigger, which generally I would say I don't like as much, but and I think it works a little better.
Yeah. Sneakerheads have they love their OG stuff. So I will revert to when the Jordans had Nike Air as opposed to the Jumpman symbol.
Yes.
The people wanted the Nike Air, which is why you see the Nike Air on the back way more now on Jordans as opposed to the Jumpman symbol. They listen to the people on that because they want the original look, you know. Which is why I think also they brought that back too. But there is a kind of a fight between, like, I would split in half between the big bubble and the regular bubble. You know what I mean?
It is interesting. The sneaker game is so nostalgic.
Yes, and which is why these little things matter.
Yeah,
you know?
There's a lot of reverence for like the older and original models, which I get because like most of them are like beautifully designed.
Of course.
And I think some of the updates work really well. Like I've always talked about how like I like that these feel a little thicker, give me a little more support,
and more comfortable than the black toes.
I would say so
For sure. That doesn't
so
mean
it's
you don't like them.
It's just kind of an interesting thing to me that like the black toes are like going for more on StockX than this pair, for example. You know, so just kind of something I've noticed.
No, for
I don't
sure.
think it's bad, but you definitely, I mean, like you talked about, there's people love their original styles. Of
Exactly.
shoes.
And do we have to evolve to kind of improve the shoe? Of course.
Yeah.
But in some, you know, just maybe leave it alone too. You know.
These are still retailing right now, I believe, through Sneakers. Not maybe the full Nike store, but I'm pretty sure it's just Sneakers for $150.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a great deal. I mean, I know you know the more cushion and technology that goes into a shoe, the more expensive it has to be. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about you.
Yeah, a little pricey for me. I mean, also I'm always looking for deals, but I would like it to be around the 110, 120 range.
Yeah.
Right?
That seems good. 130 even, I would be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But the thought that's creeping up on me right now is just, oh, it's an old school shoe, so why not?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Next up, we got another Air Max, sticking with the Air Max Day, and this one's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Not a model that I would necessarily go for, but I like this colorway.
Cool story behind it.
The Air Max 95 Premium Edition, and this is the ATL colorway.
I love it.
Very cool.
I love it.
Georgia Peach colors, I would say.
Georgia Peach kind of resembles can be related to the Atlanta Hawks, Falcons, Bulldogs. I do love the color palette on the 95 here with how it goes up to the red from orange.
It's very
beautiful,
very cool touch.
And the different shades of gray. Just a beautifully put together shoe, man, or colorway.
Now, this is something I wanted to ask you about as, you know, still venturing into my sneaker journey.
Yes.
The Air Max is almost not confusing, but I just think it's interesting that like you have the Air Max 1, you have the Air Max 95, you have the Air Max 96, you know, all these different Air Max models that they still manufacture and release, and it's not even necessarily, I mean, as far as I understand it, it's not necessarily like a retro, you know, it's like, I just think, I don't know if how you would explain it, because it's almost like, when I say Air Max, that can mean a number of different, it's like almost more a line than a model, where like if I say a Jordan 1, you know exactly what that looks like. Where if I just say Air Max, it could be this. It could be the ones we just looked at.
So broad.
Yeah. So I don't know, or how would you explain that to someone if they asked you like what an Air Max is, or you know what the line is?
So I would separate it. We briefly spoke about this during the Pippen episode. So Pippen had an Air Max. I would separate it into two. So Zoom Air, which is also a bubble but not exposed, a little more lower and to the ground, which what Pippen transferred to because he had an Air Max system in his shoe, which he did not like because of how high off the ground he felt. He wanted to feel
Interesting.
a little more in control, right? But the difference is the systems that cover the bottom of the shoe. So basically,
Okay, that makes sense.
Air Max system, a little bit bigger of a bubble with I don't know if you can see it here, but there's kind of like almost like teeth that separates the air bubble to kind of to absorb the impact. So the Air Max system is more of like, let's just call it like a more exposed air bubble and a little bit higher off the ground, as opposed to Zoom Air, which is covered, not exposed air bubble and closer to the ground. So that's probably how I would explain it. And then you have all these new other technologies now, like 5 million different ones.
Yeah.
Like Epic React. You know, the GT Cut has different stuff in it. You know,
Yeah.
all these different shoes have all these different. So this Nike Free, the Nike Free Run has is like a cushion. It's like not even an air bubble. It's just like a soft, almost like a memory foam like type sole. But if you were to say like, oh, an Air Max, yeah, then you separate like that.
And you can pick your shoes from in there, because if I just said like, oh, I've got a Zoom Air, you'd be like, well,
which one?
Like what model?
Yeah.
But if I just said, oh, I have some Air Maxes, you kind of have that's a model.
Yes.
And, yeah.
No, you're exactly right, because when you say Air Max to me, what I think of, I think of this. I think of the 97. I think of Air Max 1.
Yeah.
I think of Air Max 90, and those are like the four almost like founding fathers.
The big ones.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Very interesting.
So that's what I think of when you if you were to ask me. Good question.
These are also releasing through sneakers for a whopping $185. Yeah.
Whoa.
We talked about it. These were released in Atlanta early. But for everyone else, they're going to be releasing on April 4th. So if you missed the early draw, if you are in Atlanta, you know, keep your calendars marked for this one.
Yeah.
And everyone else in the country, April 4th is your day through sneakers.
Shout out Atlanta.
The ATL.
This is a beautiful pair, you know, for you guys. I think each city should eventually get
that would be dope.
Their own shoe.
A city series?
Yeah.
Oof, that would be tough.
I mean, LA has what? They have the Dodger Vans, they have Lakers colors stuff, you know. But
they were releasing a Dodgers Crazy 8 I sent you.
Oh,
that was tight.
Why, dude?
Very
They
cool.
do that to me.
Can't beat Dodgers colors.
But I love hearing your opinion on these like older models. So what do you think about this guy here?
I don't like the 95 model. I don't know them all off the top of my head. I feel like the one that I've gravitated to the most is either the 90 or the 97, if I am not mistaken. I'd have to double check. Yeah, I don't love the body as much, even though this pair I do think is very cool. I think the colorway is really nice. Probably my favorite of the 3 new releases that we're doing today. But yeah, generally, I probably wouldn't go for like a 95.
For sure.
Yeah.
The number one colorway I would say that relates to the 95 is the Volt Green with the gray. So like the grays that are there, but imagine like the greens, that lighter green that goes to a darker green.
Super cool touch.
Which was, the colorway was copied to the Book One. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, so Books did a great job with clicking up with Nike to put all these old colorways on his first shoe, and that was one of them.
You can tell he's definitely a sneakerhead.
He's an OG guy.
Yeah, he knows his stuff.
Even the way he drives old cars, and
his car collection is crazy.
It's dope, man.
So nice.
We ain't double teaming in practice. Yeah, we are.
That is still so lame to me.
It is very lame.
I get that maybe you don't want to work as hard as if it was the full season, but come on, man, you're a pro. Just show them how they do it.
Yeah, you want to get better, right?
Even if you pass out, it is what it is. I'd say. What is your favorite Air Max model? If you could choose one.
Now that I had a little time to think about it, since you brought it up earlier, I'm gonna go Air Max 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to have more of them. I only have 2.
Oh, really? Okay. I didn't know that.
I would still, every time they release the OG Red, I miss it, and it goes up to like $300-400. So there's like, it's released maybe 4 or 5 times, and all of them are very expensive, just because everyone loves that pair. The OG Red.
Yeah.
With the gray and
And
white.
I think actually I would agree. Probably Air Max 1 is, looking now.
It's nice, dude.
It's probably my favorite model. The 90 is really nice. It's I don't like the heel as much.
Okay.
And then I was wrong. The 97 is a pair that I do not like.
You don't like it? Yeah.
No, I don't really like that wavy body, I
Yeah,
guess. I don't know what it
okay.
is, but it's just not. I like
Fair enough.
thicker lines and
Yes.
better color blocking. I guess
It-
is what I would sum
It
up.
almost resembles like a hiking shoe too, if you think about
Yeah,
it.
I think so. I mean,
It's got the teeth
like
on
you,
the
like
bottom.
you mentioned. Yeah, the grooves in the sole definitely feels like a hiking or
hiking
trail
vibe.
shoe or something.
Definitely.
And then last up for new releases, we have the newest member
Mm-hmm.
of the Air Max family, the Air Max DN. And this is, I think, a pair that I've seen them push quite a bit. The dark smoke gray, they are
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
calling it.
A nice contrast from older model to the new to what is now.
Very modern looking,
Mm-hmm.
and but very still look very comfortable
Yes.
and pretty athletic. I would
I would
say.
I would definitely not think that it's not comfortable.
No way.
I do like the vintage accents on this because that is the old Air.
Oh,
the
yeah,
Air
that's
on
cool.
there, which
Yep.
is what they put on shoes a long time ago. So cool little touch there that we always talk about. The body kind of reminds me of the Air Terrella, the Drake shoe. And
Yeah, I
do-
kinda think so.
And I don't like it too much.
I agree, though. It looks like that.
Yes. Not really my flavor, this model, but like I said, will it be comfortable? It looks very comfortable.
Yeah, so the new technology they're pushing is dynamic air,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's part of this is they're almost like little ball chambers, I
Bubbles or
guess.
something,
Yeah, they're
yeah.
bubbles. It'll be interesting to see how they continue to implement that, but
Yeah.
they've been really pushing the marketing for this one. I every time I go on Nike, this is the number one like pop up in your face. And
Yeah.
check this out. So pretty
sure.
interesting.
I brought up briefly that Nike is slowly moving out of the golf game. A huge reason for that is to put a focus more on their running shoe section
Yeah,
of their brand because they are getting outsold by all these other brands like Salomon, Hoka,
Yeah, some brands we
on-
talked about.
and we've spoken about this before too, right? But they're basically going back to their roots because they felt like maybe they're depending too much on the basketball lines, on the lifestyle lines.
It's interesting. Yeah, I guess you kind of
You
forget
know,
we're a running shoe.
That they're a
company.
running shoe company first.
Yeah.
So good for them. It's gonna bring back a lot of old school models like the Air Maxes, which is
Yeah.
a good tie-in to our episode today. So
It's an ebb and flow, right? Because I saw Nice Kicks posted yesterday that supposedly a newsletter from Nike went out saying they're going to slow down their production of Air Force Ones.
see,
So
there's another
model
branch
that-
where they're like,
let's pull that back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's interesting. I don't think more Air Maxes is bad, but it'll be interesting to see how they implement all this technology and stuff.
Yeah.
Going forward.
and like I said, if this means we're gonna see some of our older Air Max colorways and models back, I'm up for that, man. Because I need those. And like, I don't have a lot of OG Air Maxes in my collection.
I have 0.
That's why it's time.
These new Air Max DNs are releasing on Air Max Day tomorrow.
Can I guess?
Yes, hear it.
185?
160.
Cheaper than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not
cool.
super crazy because some of the Nike running shoes, I'm like, I cannot believe how expensive these are.
Yeah.
Like $200 for a running shoe seems crazy, unless I'm like a professional
It's like a strictly
athlete. I don't know.
training only. That's
Yeah,
why, right?
it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Because to me, running shoes, they kind of are gonna get beat up. Like $200. I mean, I guess hopefully they last you forever if you're paying that much. But
Oh, they'll last. But I mean, if you're running 3 miles every day in that shoe, they will get beat.
good luck.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it for new releases. Happy Air Max Day, everybody.
Happy Air Max Day, guys.
Let us know. Send us what Air Maxes you guys have and what you're gonna rock for Air Max Day. And
Yeah, let us know. We'd love to hear what you guys are rocking.
We'd love to see your guys' collections.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't done a lot of interaction with our listeners' collections, but please, DM us, comment what you got,
And
We'd
we
love
will
to see
definitely
it.
answer back to you guys.
Um,
I got my BHM Black History Month
those are super tight,
Air Max ones on.
and the material I felt them already, but so
The
sick.
the craftsmanship. They were ice sole, but they are getting a little older. And then I got a little gold. Yeah, I know. I
They're
hate it.
disgusting.
I hate it because it's not. You want it to be new all the time. But These are one of my favorite pairs of all time to represent our sneaker holiday.
Yeah, man, those are super fresh. I'm glad that you brought those
Love 'em.
up
Thank
because
you.
those are disgusting.
Thank you for my dad for taking care of them because I went to San Diego to pick them up.
You had to trade him for.
Shout
you
out,
had,
Pop.
You had to trade for him though.
Technically, yes.
One in,
Barter
one out.
system.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But next up, very exciting.
Yeah. Dude,
You guys,
dude.
so our regular listeners will know it's time for Copper Drop, but boy, oh boy.
It's like if Copper Drop took steroids.
Yes, Copper Drop is going to get banned. It's doping. This Copper Drop is dope, buddy.
Mm-hmm. We worked up some crazy stuff for you guys. Shout out the Steady Daddy for putting the graphic together for you guys.
I gotta say, it came out better than I thought.
It's amazing. We thought of a wonderful idea to kind of do our Copper Drop as in a March Madness style
Yes.
elimination tournament. Fittingly enough, with the tournament going on, so
What are the odds?
yes,
We didn't plan that. If you watched last week's episode 2 weeks ago, we definitely don't talk about that.
yeah, no, not at all.
But yes, bracket time. Did some bracketology with the Copper Drop. So the way it's going to work is we have every Copper Drop that we've done, every shoe, winners and losers, which is a total of 26 pairs in the time that we've done it.
26 pairs. Yep.
We're
gonna break. I'm gonna break my own heart, getting rid of eliminating some of these, but it's gonna need to be done.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
Yes.
We did have to. The way the bracket worked out. Thank you to bracket maker brackethq.com for helping because I would have had no clue how to do this. So the bracket is based.
I would have messed
on
up the lines if I had to do it myself.
crazy how bad I would have done. This was based off their formatting. So thank you very much to Bracket HQ. 26. So we had 6 shoes that made it as they had a bye, I guess you can call it.
Yeah.
First round bye. And those 6 are the Air Max CB 94, Kobe Grinch Reverse, the Jordan 9 Space Jam, the Hoya Terminator. Georgetown Terminators, Kobe 6 Grinch, and the Nike Airship, the OG.
That's right. So those are the Dukes, the Kentuckys.
Yes, those are your big
North
dogs.
Carolinas.
Yes. So all those 6 we're gonna get to down the road, but we've got our
quarterfinal.
We've got our 10 first round matchups here.
Yeah. Oh man, this is gonna be tough.
We did kind of assign them randomly, so you've got some weird ones that go up against each other. Like the last one we'll do today is the Puma Suede, which we just did last week. Make sure to check that out if you missed it. Versus the newest basketball shoe from Skechers. So kind of a random head-to-head, but you know that's what the tournament is about.
You got some Florida Gulf Coast universities in here. You know, some Duquesnes in here.
University of Phoenix.
Against the University of Phoenix, DeVry is in there.
DeVry's in there somewhere.
Yeah, and then which will eventually go against the big dogs. So,
are you ready?
I'm ready,
we get
man.
into this?
I'm ready.
We're just gonna go down and then down each side here, everybody. So let's get into it. I think.
Okay.
And first up, we got the Nike Dunk
That's
Corduroy
right.
up against a classic Samba.
I was like, this is gonna be easy. It's not easy.
I'm trying to think. I think.
Okay, do you want to go? Do you want to go this actual shoe, or do you want to go the shoe in general?
I think we got to go picture on the screen.
Okay.
For the most part, at least because
just to not get confused.
Because this pair was specifically put up against another Dunk.
Yes.
So if we can't, we'll have a lot of Dunk winners just based on that.
Right.
So I think we got to do what you see on the screen is what you
Makes
gotta
sense.
pick.
Cool. I'm cool with that.
And we'll of course we'll put these on our Instagram story so you guys can pick too. But
Yes.
gonna be tough.
Let us know each matchup. Okay. Every Copper Drop that you do is obviously really good. I also have been kind of going the opposite route when I choose the shoe. I'm gonna stick to my guns this time.
All right.
So for all the rounds. This round, I am going to choose the dunk.
You're going with the corduroy.
I gotta go with the
corduroy dunk.
Yes.
Uh,
I love the Samba. So
we put
Don't
this
hate on me.
up against the anthracite dunk.
Yeah.
This was our first ever copper drop.
Yeah.
Way back when.
yes.
I don't remember what we choose. I feel like I picked the anthracite.
Okay.
I feel like maybe you did too. But I gotta say, these have grown on me. We saw these at Got Soul, which we'll talk about at the end of the episode.
Better. Remember we said way better in person.
I was surprised at how many pairs that I recognized as like something that released recently that I was like, oh, that looks much better in person. And this was a pair where I'm like, oh, I kind of wish I got those.
Me too.
They're really nice. They're
Even if I
kinda-
just let them sit.
And like we talked about at the time, you can kind of dress these up. Like you can
Yeah.
wear these, I think, somewhere fancy, and people will be like, "Those are cool."
I was
Those are
saying,
interesting.
if you had a plaid suit, boom.
The-
You know what I
the-
mean?
a tweed suit.
A tweed
it would-
suit, yeah.
A tweed plaid suit. Yeah, it would go hard
It's over.
with those.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna pick the corduroy dunk here, and that makes it easy when we agree
And
to move one forward. I mean,
down goes Samba University.
we picked a pretty basic samba. I think it might have been tougher if we had picked maybe like the messy samba.
The messy Samba or one of the Wales Bonners, I would have had a really hard time.
Oh, the Wales Bonner up against
Oh,
this.
no.
That might have to be a redo
might-
copper drop
Yeah.
sometime down the road.
That might win.
Yeah. When we're done with this tournament, which I
Okay.
guess is going to finish in 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Around per episode. So make sure you catch all of those and see who the winner is.
Ah, damn, what a sad day that the first eliminated shoe is the Samba.
Right.
Which is
Sorry,
one of the hottest shoes right now,
I know.
too.
Sorry, OG
all right.
black and white samba.
That's all right.
Better luck next time. So we got the corduroy dunk advancing. So next up,
Okay.
we've got there we go.
Oh,
This feels very familiar.
Yes.
Superstar versus the cider dunk.
This is
And the OG superstar, really.
this is like the second seed fighting the third seed. Is how I would
This is
compare
dumb.
this. It's
This is
just
some dumb
it's
heat.
hard. I know during this episode I did choose the Dusty Olive, which we'll see
that
later.
will come up soon.
We'll
Yep.
see later. I did also choose the other shoe when this guy came up against the Samba.
Against the Samba, yeah. We did the heavy hitter Adidas. And I, at that time, had picked the Superstar over the Samba. And I believe I picked this over the Dusty Olive.
So we were opposite.
Yes.
This time around,
2 winners for me, 2 losers
to
for
listen
you.
to you. This time around, I am going to have to choose the Superstar.
That makes it easy for me because I would also pick the Superstar.
Okay, cool.
A pair I really kind of want to get.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe one day. I mean, obviously they're always available. So
Yeah.
someday soon. Yeah.
You'll see these. I mean, also not too expensive. These.
Yeah. No, easy to get. $100 a pop.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing too crazy.
Also, shout out our fellow Laker, what is it? Torian Prince for rocking
Yes.
these, and we did put that on our IG.
Oh yes, we did.
Mm-hmm. Well, sayonara, cider.
See ya, ciders.
See you, cider.
Uh,
Sorry,
good. Yeah. We
have our-
sucks to suck.
sucks.
All right. So superstars take it. So they'll move on.
Wow, this is crazy. This is cool.
This is tough.
Uh-huh.
Next up, this is an interesting one.
This is very
This
interesting.
is the first one I feel like where it's two shoes in completely different category. Well, maybe not completely different, but
Well, yeah. So
pretty different.
We have a lifestyle, basically comfort running shoe against a new
Performance
basketball shoe. In this matchup, I'm gonna have to go with what I feel I would wear more, and I am gonna have to go with the Mellow Ball 3.0.
Okay, that's interesting. I wasn't actually sure that that's what you were gonna go for.
Yeah,
This is the Hoka Arahi 7, by the way.
7, yeah.
And the MB.03.
03, sorry.
For Mellow. I think I'm going to go with, following your same logic, because I realistically probably would not be wearing either of these shoes.
Yeah,
but,
it's same.
But going by that same logic, the pair I'd probably wear more, I'd probably have to go with the Hokas.
Okay.
So we'll see. We'll see if we get some responses on Instagram, maybe that can help decide which pair
Which one
moves
wins?
forward.
Moves forward, yeah.
But you're the sneaky Pete, so if push comes to shove, I'll default to you, and we'll move the mellow
Nah.
forward because if this was a stats bracket, all my picks win.
No, you're right. In cases of this where we don't agree, it's up
You
to
win.
it's up to the sneakies and the statties out there to make a decision.
It's up to the sneaks and the
You guys
freaks
are
out
you
there.
guys decide the OT, the overtime.
The overtime. All right. Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
okay.
see how it
So-
goes. Let us know.
This one's going into overtime.
Going into overtime.
Yeah.
So TBD. We'll let you guys know next week where it stands.
That's
or
right.
Check out Instagram to see
So we'll have a winner for these ones that
next
we tied next episode.
Yes.
Yeah, that's tough.
This was a fun one. I'm glad that these two got paired together.
Oh,
Pretty
man.
random. The Adidas Dawn issue 6, this is the leaked photo that came out.
Still
that's
not out.
rumored to come out this fall up
Yes.
against the Dawn issue 5, which released last fall.
Mm-hmm. This is tough.
This is pretty tough.
I can remember myself saying and choosing this one last time you had that copy drop.
This one up against
It was another basketball shoe. The Harden
8,
the Harden 8.
I think, and then this one up against the Anthony Edwards.
Yes. The AE1. I think we both liked the AE1 last time.
Yeah,
I
I think
remember.
we picked both.
But
I think we both picked this, and we both picked the AE1.
yes. I do like both shapes of the shoe. Obviously that's the newer one, so that one might be better performance wise. But I think I'm gonna have to go with the 5.
Oof.
Yeah.
We come to another impasse.
I know.
Because I am gonna go,
Go
with
with
the 6.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I really like the shape of that.
I love
Hopefully,
both. I
as
love
long as
both.
everything stays. I mean, even with this big gaping hole there,
The black hole.
the black hole. I think it's such a cool model.
Beautiful.
If it does come out that way. Dawn issue 5 is good, but yeah, I really like the 6. I hope they come out.
Shout
half as
out
good.
Donovan.
Yes.
Two good-
Spider.
2 really good models.
Spider.
The spider on there. I love the old school looking model of this. Like the 3 stripes remind me of like the EQT series, like their running shoes and stuff like that. So I think that's why I chose that one. But
All right.
this one's going into it's a good matchup.
Another Otizzle
OT for K Drizzle.
for K Drizzle. K Drizzle, let us know what you pick.
What do you think?
I'm sure that will sway the vote.
That's
if we have Kevin Durant picking shoes.
for sure.
Uh,
That was man. These last 2 were tough.
well, let's see
Dang.
what the next one holds. I don't remember what all the brackets how they shaped out, so it's kind of
Okay.
a surprise each
It is.
time. Here we go.
Oh man.
Jordan 5 aqua, not aqua, but blue.
Yeah,
deep blue.
like a deep navy.
Up against the AE1. I think they were calling that Sunburst or Tangerine. I can't
that's
honestly
right.
remember now.
Yeah, it's one of the
But one of the early first
Cutie.
colorways. Cutie.
cuties.
One of the early colorways for the
you
AE1.
want to give your pick first? This time?
Yeah, I mean, Jordan 5 is definitely not one of my favorite Jordan models. This is a very well done colorway.
It's a beautiful
I
shoe.
think it's really nicely done.
We said that last time too.
But I got to give it to the AE1.
Okay.
It's so slick and just so mean looking. And I got to say, dude's been balling out. So it's kind of hard to go against. I mean, obviously MJ balled out in these, but he's doing it right now. So I have the recency bias going on. And
Okay.
yeah, I'm going to go with the AE1.
Very
It's
fair.
one of my favorite new shoes out, I think, right now.
The poster, his poster. Whoa.
I'm so
He's
sorry for you, John
dislocated his
Collins.
finger.
John Collins dislocated his face. Cause,
Oh, big time.
yeah, that was nasty.
That was one.
A
Maybe
literal facial.
maybe dunk of the year. Could be.
I think easy so far.
Right.
Yeah.
For me, this shoe is beautiful. You just said it yourself. The materials,
Super cool materials on there.
great material. Color blocking, fantastic with the blue and splatter on
Yes,
the bottom.
such a nice touch.
Isole, the white sole, I think gives it a good contrast. But I'm gonna have to go with the AE1 as well.
Oh wow, okay.
This model is just beautiful to me.
It's just so well executed, and the colors that they've done. I don't know if you saw, they did kind of a mismatch pair recently.
Yeah.
And it was for the McDonald's All American tournament.
Yeah.
Those were super nice.
Crazy
so
nice. I mean, just like again, we love the shape.
Yeah,
You know.
such a cool shape.
Also, one of my favorite NBA players. He also wears my lucky number, number 5.
Oh, there you go.
And he is killing it. And the hint of pink in the back. Come on, dude.
I mean, if he somehow gets better than this, he's going to be
MVP.
MVP level. Like top 3, and he ain't 3 or 2.
Yes. I also love that his team is doing well. So it kind of
Naz Reid.
yes, killing it.
We talked about it. We brought it up how he was killing it after Cat went
Killing
down.
it.
Don't want Cat to go down, but it does allow like Naz Reid is just killing them.
Yeah, and a lot of NBA analysts are calling him the number one big off the bench.
Oh,
Easily.
All right, AE1 advances then. So no more overtime. No OT tonight.
Our first blowout.
Maybe. I mean, you gave this colorway of the 5 its flowers. I think some of the stuff you pointed out, like the ISOL, I probably wouldn't have noticed. But yeah, all the like you said, the different materials, the different colors, the color blocking. It's
history.
Yes, it's very well executed. It's just not one that jumps off the page for me personally.
There is no hate for any of these shoes. If you made
Definitely not.
If that shoe made it onto Copper Drop, you have some type of
There's
love.
something working for you.
Yes. Tough.
It's very tough.
Yeah.
And let's see if it gets even tougher on this next one.
Oh,
wow.
So random.
What a random pair.
Such a random.
The Adidas Harden 8 up top going up against the classic, the Vans Old School on the bottom there. One we also just did.
Oh, man. New versus old again.
New versus old. And also maybe the most... Can you imagine if you wore these in the same situations you would wear these?
You would break your foot.
Yeah, you would just be like, why? If I saw someone walking around LA in Harden 8s, I would be like, you good?
Yeah, I mean, kind of hard to wear as a swag piece.
I think so. I mean,
for sure.
I could almost see it.
Yeah.
It would be really hard, though, to not be wearing the Harden 8s while playing basketball.
Yes. I mean, and we also live in a time where a lot of people are wearing anything nowadays. But for me personally, I will have to go with my own personal collection and style. I'm going to have to go with the Vans Old School.
I'm right there with you, despite what my wife tells everyone.
We did have that debate
She was
earlier.
grilling me, like, why? She watched Copper Drop this morning, and she's like, why did you? I know you want the Pumas. I'm like, what do you? I know. I said, why would I lie? She's like, I don't know, but I know that was wrong. I was like,
tell me I'm right.
No. I want those. But yeah, I'm gonna agree. Old school. It's just beautiful, simple. Sometimes simplicity is, and the Harden 8 is fairly simple. It's a little out there, but sometimes.
And we would definitely wear them for basketball.
Yes. I do like this model. I know it's pretty hit or miss for a lot of people, but I think it works really well. I think there's a lot of cool colorways you can do. But I mean, the old school. I mean, that's off the wall, baby.
I mean, we live in LA. It's an LA classic. It goes with everyone wears it with everything.
Wear it with anything.
I said that when I have we probably recycled how many pairs of that as we've gotten older. It's become kind of like our slipper. Like if I need to go out, throw the trash, go pick something up at the grocery store, and wear something real quick, I'm throwing on my Vans Old School.
Yeah.
The history of it. With skating and all that. And,
lots of history.
The waffle sole. It's up against this shoe. It's got to be this one for me.
Likewise. So old school. Moving on.
Takes the win.
Taking the cake. Next up here.
Oh, whoa! Another Jordan 5.
The other Jordan 5, the burgundy. Was this the burgundy?
Yes.
Yeah. Up against the 1 cent. Indeed.
1 cent. Penny Twosie.
The Penny Twos.
So, in this case, another not OG, but famous old colorway for Jordan 5. Again, I loved Jordan 5. But Penny was
Penny's your guy.
My first favorite player. His shoe line was my first favorite shoe line. That shoe is one of my favorite. In my top 10 of basketball shoes, I gotta go with the Penny 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Penny 2 as well.
I know how you feel about those.
I don't know what it is about the 5. It's just not my cup of tea. The Penny 2s are cool. I probably, for me, it probably wouldn't win this tournament, but they're cooler than the 5s, I guess.
Yeah.
And Penny, man, Penny was so cool.
Beast.
Not that Jordan wasn't, but yeah, the pennies, they're very nice, very well done.
Yeah. I mean, if we're talking about this shoe in general, like all their colorways against this shoe and all their colorways, that I might have a different answer. I might.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
But these two specifically, I gotta go with that. That's the social status.
Yes, those were nice. They came out earlier this year.
Yes, with a bunch of different other colors, but to me that was the best one.
All right, so
Ooh,
Penny
Penny
2.
two.
Penny 2 is gonna
Moving
move
on.
on. And next up here,
Oh,
the Dunk Off.
You know what? I think we're gonna be split on this.
I think we are as well.
I think we both know what we like on this one.
Dusty Olive Dunk up top, going against down below the Anthracite Dunk. We've only done low dunks. I mean, I know that's a more popular model, but
Yeah.
I'm just realizing.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I mean, we have many of Copper Drops to do after this tournament.
So many copper drops to come up.
This is gonna be 5 million. Too many?
Don't quote him on that.
I mean, we do love the Dunk Low though, so it's fitting that we would have many of them on here. The Dusty Olive has a special place in my heart. It is part of that Ugly Duckling series that I like. So are the Plums, which you like.
Were just released, and I did not hit, so it is
Nike,
what it is.
hook him up, please.
Please,
Please.
Mr. Peter,
I,
please hook me up.
yeah. Tinker? Twinker? Twinkerbell?
Twinker Hatfield.
Yeah. Shoot. Sorry. I love this colorway. I also love the lace. It's a thicker lace. The color reminds me, I told you, of an older model.
The check has got that glow material on it, so with the lights off, you still know where you are. You never get lost.
But I'm going to have to go with the Dusty Olive.
Yeah, and I'm gonna...
Sucker for the colorway and the suede.
The suede is nice, very well done. I'm probably gonna have to go with the Anthracite.
Yep.
I just think such a cool colorway, and I like also a little bit of different material there in the body. So
I can definitely see you copying this one day too.
you never know. Maybe one day. I also like that the sole is like that really deep blue.
Deep blue, almost like an ocean.
Yeah, it's a cool touch for me. I'm a big fan. So another Splitsvilles on that one. So
Overtime.
let us know, everybody.
Let us know, guys, what you got.
Take your pick.
I've seen the anthracite. I've seen them both in the wild. The anthracites are nice in person.
I don't think I saw these. I feel like maybe I did at Got Soul, but I'm not certain.
They're beautiful.
Here we go. Next pair.
Oof.
This is gonna be a slam dunkaroonie.
This is yeah.
We got up top the Airmore up tempos going against the Asics Gel Kayano 30.
Kayano 30.
So again, very different shoe, a swag out shoe, and a everyday running athletic shoe trainer.
Yeah.
I
have your answer in my head, so I'm gonna let you go first.
Yeah, it's got to be the more up tempo.
Yeah,
for
I
me.
knew it. Yeah.
Just to me, one of Nike's best silhouettes, and one of their best design shoes.
Mhm.
One of the most boldly designed shoes, I
Mhm.
would say. But I think everything about it works for me. I think the little touches just really make the shoe pop, and I think it's something that, we've seen it in athletic performances recently. We covered OBJ pretty much loves to add his signature touch to it and wear
The
those as his
OBJ,
cleats.
yeah.
And I think it still looks good. Like I don't think it looks dated, even though it has a retro feel. So, and I think when I see these out and about, just with people out on the street walking around, I still think it looks good.
It breaks our neck for sure.
Yeah, I think you can swag out with them. So,
And one of the first shoes for them to really try something new, like with the almost like a graffiti look, right?
Yeah.
Remember as we've spoken about
Yep.
before. So yeah, that one specifically is not something I personally would probably buy. I also love this model, the Kayano 30. I feel like the right colorway could look really good in that. So I think we're split on that one as well.
Ooh.
That's 4, huh?
Yeah.
Okay,
We'll
we'll need
see
to
that
have
one coming.
we'll need to have 4.
We're gonna have a little mini bracket off.
I know. we'll have 4 winners for you by next. Well, we'll see the last one, but
Yeah.
so far 4 overtime games.
Yes. Yeah. It's coming down to the
It's
wire
tough.
here.
It's tough.
All right. So we'll save that one for later. Next up, this is our last one as well.
Okay.
The Puma Suede, aka the Puma Clyde,
Mhm.
up against the Skechers. This is, what is the name of this model? It's got kind of a weird name. SKX
yes,
Float.
yeah.
The Skechers SKX Float,
Yeah.
which I believe is the signature shoe of Terrence Mann.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Interesting model. Nothing too bad, I would say.
I-
Nothing that I'm like, that's disgusting.
Yes, a good model. I think what we said when this one dropped was I felt like if there was another colorway, I might like it a little more, just because I don't.
Yeah.
It's cool though, like
I
like
think
a
it's
watermelon.
One
Yeah.
of two colorways, if that. I know for sure it was mainly this one that they pushed. Maybe now there's more, but
Yeah.
this was the flagship shoe along with the other model. I think it's the SKX Kicks
Yes.
that Julius Randle wears.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like I said, this one specifically is not one I personally would wear, even though I do like the watermelon theme. And I mean, just an old classic, legendary shoe,
Super crazy cool.
the Puma,
The Pume. Pew pew.
the Puma Clyde.
Yes.
So I'm gonna have to go with the
suede.
Puma Clyde or Puma
Yeah.
Suede. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the suede as well.
Yeah.
And like we talked about last week, there's a lot of cool heritage with it. I think one day we'll do a deeper dive on the shoe because I did not know a lot of the history on it. I think there's a lot of cool stuff there.
Mm-hmm. Really cool of you to look into it. It was interesting. to
And
learn.
I mean, honestly, Walt Frazier, such a cool player and just a great player.
Great player.
Seems like a cool dude. Swags out like crazy.
Dresses awesome.
Yes.
And has a cool voice, perfect for calling the games.
And I mean, Mike Breen and him when calling Knicks games, legendary announcer lineup
Yeah.
right there. I mean, probably the best in the NBA. Obviously, it's only about half the time because
Mhm.
Mike Breen has his ESPN duties. But can you imagine you live in New York and the Knicks are your team, and every night you get to hear Clyde and Mike Breen?
Yeah. I also believe they have Spiro Ditas that they took from LA.
Yes.
So he calls Knicks games too.
I think he does some ESPN as well.
Yeah. Well, everyone
Spiro's
like
good. Yeah.
yeah.
So
I mean-
the Pumas win.
Pumas win, and they're moving on
They're moving
to
on
the next round semifinals.
which that was the last one. So I'll put
Yeah.
an updated bracket up there once this episode is out to you guys, so we can see where we're at.
All you guys out there, please vote as well.
Yeah, we got those four. We ended up with four, like you said. So
Are you on his side of wins, or are you on my side? The shoes that I like.
Boo.
Please comment down below which ones if you think we got it right. If you
Yeah.
choose otherwise.
Yeah, let us know if what we got wrong. I'm curious to hear.
Very curious to hear. There's a lot of this will be very telling too, to see what the sneaker world thinks of who should win too. So please comment.
Yes. And then lastly, I think we should talk about Got Soul a little bit.
Mom and Dad went to their first event.
Yes, we did. The kids left the house.
Shout out to the Got Soul team. They threw a very cool event. I was very excited personally because Julian got to see some heat that we'll probably see later in the future, but maybe some we might never see again.
There was some crazy stuff there, man. We saw a lot of original Tiffany dunks, which was cool because
Beautiful.
some of them were in like fairly good condition, but some of them were beat up, which honestly I thought added a lot of character to the shoe.
Yeah.
'Cause
And they still go for a lot.
I mean, at least $800 to $1,000. It seemed like.
Yeah.
Lots of cool like OG pairs that we've been talking about. Shattered backboards. We saw all the different iterations.
I was very happy to see Julian. You were kind of like in the market.
I
for those.
wanted a pair really bad. They would have been expensive. They probably would have been
For-
like 4 to 6.
Yeah, easily.
But luckily, maybe for my wallet and for me, none were in my nothing. I didn't see a single shoe in 12 and a half, which I
That's
kind of
true.
expected.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun. It was nice to be able to just walk around and see like all this different stuff.
Shout out BK, GG, for doing interviews with us. All the people that actually were on our videos and our IGs for telling us what your favorite shoe was and taking the time out of your day to answer our questions. We saw the Cool Kicks guys. With BK was part of that too. Shout out Cool Kicks guys, and Julian got to see some Red Octobers.
Yes,
He got to
which were
see-
just kind of out and about. There were some of the Tiffany dunks, like I mentioned, and stuff of that level were in cases and like
Yeah.
maybe just for show,
Yeah.
like to get people to come look at them.
Yeah.
And maybe they were selling. I mean, everyone has a price, but most of the Red October, I think all of the Red Octobers we saw were just out and about.
And used.
And as far as well, yeah, that's true.
None of
Mostly
them
used.
are brand new.
Some of them were in really good condition. There was
Mm-hmm.
that one table in the back we were talking. That guy was like, "Man, all these look like they came out the garbage."
Yeah.
All of them were super beat up. Which
And believe it or not, I think that one was still like 2.5K or something. What?
why would you even buy it?
At that point, I would. If I'm gonna spend that much, it needs to be new.
I think the only used pair, like I mentioned, would probably be something crazy like the Tiffany Dunk, like a super OG pair.
Mhm.
But I'm not gonna buy a beat up pair of shoes.
No.
Like to put on display. Like
Definitely
I
not
guess,
now. Yeah.
to put on display because
Mhm.
I would be caught dead wearing Red Octobers out in public. I think like that would be crazy.
Seriously.
But
But yeah, Julian we also got to see a lot of the Louis Vuitton
Yep,
Air Forces, a million of those, and a lot
Off-Whites.
of Off-Whites. We're all over the place.
Travis's.
Top 3 pairs you saw before we go.
Seeing the Shatter backboards up close and personal, the ones with the white body,
Oh, that reverse.
yes, super tough.
Buttery leather, man.
Yes, they look super nice. That was probably up there.
Oh, you saw a pair of Rookie of the Years, but weren't your size.
Did we see one? I
Remember
thought
with
that
the
ended
red-
up being the mochas.
No, there's one with the red. There was one with the red lace. It was there. You don't remember?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Remember?
Those were cool. The red lace kind of ruined it for me.
Yeah.
Probably another one that I really ended up liking was the skunks that you showed me. Those were way nice. You mentioned them and showed them to me before, but seeing them in
Mhm.
person, I'm like, those are crazy.
That one girl that we spoke to, where I was like, I like your skunks.
She was wearing them, yeah.
She had the older one, which is dope, and we also saw the newer one that were numbered.
Yeah.
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 So yeah. And what else did you like?
Probably after that, probably the one that I gravitated to was the California Dunks.
Oh, the Callies.
Yeah, those were.
We saw lows and the
and
highs.
highs. Yeah, and the highs, I was like, yo, that's sick. I kind of didn't think it would work, but the more I looked at it, I'm like, super tight.
That's the holy grail, bro.
Yeah, we saw a lot of
Honestly.
Powerpuff Girls, which was cool to see in
Mhm.
person. Those came out, I think, a little better than I thought. Still,
Yeah.
the eye wasn't as distracting as I thought it might be because I guess you don't
Mhm.
really see it that much,
Mhm.
but
And,
pretty cool.
seeing a lot of these pairs in person too, kind of like makes it easier to see yourself wearing them too. I feel like.
There's a pair of Nike, a pair of Dunks out right now that are in my size that I'm kind of considering getting.
Mhm.
They're almost, I guess I would call them like a waffle because they almost have like a waffle body in the middle,
Mhm.
and they're brown. So
Yeah.
and I saw those and I'm like, oh, these are better looking in person than I thought.
Do it.
So Dusty Olives are better than person looking.
If we can get 20 people to comment,
Uh oh.
do it steady, he will buy them.
Oh boy.
And if we
I'll do
get
it.
if we get 20 people to comment hashtag do it steady, I will pay for half of them.
But if we get
I will
21,
pay for half of those.
if we get 21, I won't do it.
it has to be 20 exactly.
Pay for half of them. Wow. All right.
I'll do it.
All right.
You heard it here, statties and sneakies.
Daddies and daddies.
Yeah, and daddies. For me, all 3 that I saw that were the top for me, just because I want them personally. Cali's, the lows.
Obviously, the lows for you.
Amazing.
We know.
Yeah, I know. They know. Cali's for sure. Heineken Dunks.
Yeah.
You saw those. Those are
Sick.
get out of my face.
Get those out of here.
Into my closet. And what was the third pair that I had it in my head already?
We saw a lot of the Three Bears pack. Those were,
Oh, yeah.
Those were nicer.
Those are beautiful too.
Yeah.
That's right. We saw
Lots
those.
of OG dunks. We saw a lot of OG SB dunks.
Hmm. Oh, and the third one I just remembered. Also, we've talked about on social media. The MF Dooms SBs.
Oh, yeah.
Remember those?
When you first showed me them, I was like, these are fine.
Mhm.
Like, they're nothing crazy. And then when we saw them in person, I was like, oh, I need those
I need it now.
to wear with my sweater.
I know, right? But we had a great time. So God Soul will be in Atlanta next.
We will not be there.
We will not be at that one.
But maybe next year in LA.
But
Hopefully.
Complex Con is in Vegas in November, and
That'd be
I
sick.
am so far in.
All right. I am so far,
maybe.
maybe.
Because JJ will be there.
Okay.
So hopefully we can all hook up together.
Cross promotion, baby.
That's right. Jaycation, shout out.
Yes.
Jaycation. But this was a great episode, bro.
Yeah, super fun. Next week's gonna be even tougher.
We hope you loved it.
We get we get the 6 heavy hitters next week. The
It's-
the CV-94s, both Grinches, the Georgetown Terminators,
Jordan 9.
the Airship, and the Jordan 9 Space Jam.
This
Good
was
luck.
definitely the easiest round. It's only gonna get tougher.
It's only gonna get really awful from here.
So, but yeah, thank you guys for watching. This was like I said, this was really fun to do. And happy Air Max Day to you.
Yes. Let us know if you cop any.
Yeah, let us know what you're wearing, and we'll see you next week on the Flippity Floppity.
Yeah, because sometimes on the women's shoes they have the sizes. Like
Yeah.
they'll say up to this size in men's.
Yeah.
I think they're going up to 10.5 in men's.
Oh.
But
So you're just gonna cut off the front?
yeah, I'm just toeless or open toe.
Open
Open toe
toe.
Jordan 4.
Yeah.
Disgusting.